To face off with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line.
Let's go! At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
We're good.
Shotgun now for Carr. Away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing now is Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
Yeah, I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Heavy. Deuce right, Chief. Smooth. Right down. White Monday down. White. Safety cream. Purdue. White.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. This is Gordon. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Throwing, Rivers. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Carr, he's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Carr. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
The Charger drive about to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Even. 4th down. Even. Here I come. I'm coming after you, 25. I'm coming after you, 26.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
There goes a deep ball, end zone, and it's intercepted at the goal line. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
We're good. Go, Chief.
Now Carr. He's going to air one out. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Let's put that team on the bus.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 41, Carr. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from...
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
6:37. Play to run. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Hey, I-7.
Carr now to throw. Caught by Nelson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 27 yards there, a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
57. Mike, 57. Squeeze, double.
Hey, Delta.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 yards there, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here's Jacobs. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now a first carry for the backup, Isaiah Crowell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Carr. And it's caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10. at their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
At the 31-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Red Delta!
Rivers now. It got his man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen...
Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keep... Allen, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Crowell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Hey, we're good. Express. 180.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Looking for the end zone. And it's hauled in by Nelson. Touchdown Raiders. J.J. Nelson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. To throw, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. Allen, the intended receiver.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. Remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Carr now on first down. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 5 yards on the catch there brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
57, Mike, 57. Let's go, D. Let's go. 57. 57.
Now Carr to the goal line, but it's incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Check 24. Check 24.
You're mine.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Bravo.
57. Watch the screen.
Who's right?
Rush in. Rush in.
Now Carr again. Out to his left. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing Rivers. Caught. It's Dontrell Inman. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
That's you, that's you. Single, single.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to let this one go deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up. It's Allen. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Well, going over some notes in the pregame and looking at Phillip Rivers' record against Oakland, 18-8 all-time against them. And those 18 wins, more than he's had against any other team. And unless they would meet up in the playoffs, this is the last time that Phillip Rivers will face the Oakland Raiders. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's tight right there. Everyone got four down.
They just got that play off. Now Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. That one goes for 24 yards.
A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And it's nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Block 11! Hey, Delta!
From the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
3rd and long.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack.
12 mile. Watch the car.
Rivers to throw it. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the gun, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Low.
Go, Chief. Put that down.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
White 90. Hey, 79. 79. Hey, 79. 79. Behind.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula's not working right now. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Red! Red! 6-6. Pull it high. Done! Hey, watch the ball. Watch the
Now Rivers on 4th down. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to 4th quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Vontaze Burfict, his 2nd sack of the night. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Left!
Throwing, Rivers. And he's going to go down again. Cleveland Farrell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Hey, D-back, let's go. Pick it up, D.
3rd and long for Rivers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Rivers to throw for it on 4th. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And that will force a turnover on downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Hey, 79! 79! Hey, Echo!
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Here's Rivers. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A nice run on first down gets them 6 yards to the 31. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Raider 9, 93. White Monday down.
Check 99. Watch the safety creep. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check.
Topper, topper. What's up?
Carr gives to Rashard. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
You got him. You got him.
Now.
You got him.
180. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. We're due. Raider 1. White. Who's right?
On play action, it's Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. This is Rashard. And some room to run now. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Carr going to look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Trying to run forward with Jacobs. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run it with Jacobs. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jacobs now. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
And this one is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still... You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Raiders, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.